Hey, what's good everybody? Welcome to the video. This time is the Ogenkishi Garo. This is the Raiga Seijima version. And this is the Shinkocchou Seihou. And it's from Bandai. That was a lot to say, so I kind of lost my footing in there. But yeah, this is another review. I reviewed the first Garo renewal, and now I'm reviewing his son, which is this version. And I gotta honestly say, it's pretty much the same thing with a different color and now a new cape schematic. So if you've seen the previous one, you kind of already know what you're getting. But if not, I'm gonna go over that stuff here anyway. Now, this dude is mighty gold. It's hard to film this, and it's hard to really capture its detail unless I'm shooting on low ISO, which is difficult to shoot from a camera. So I'm gonna try though, lower it down a bit and see if you guys can capture all this beautiful gold detail. It's a really nice piece. I actually really love owning these Garo pieces, and I feel like Garo just doesn't get enough love. But then again, a lot of people don't know about it, so that's another thing. That's a different issue for a different day though. But very quickly, let us go over how cool this guy is. Now, our head articulation starts off with being able to look up very well, look down. We can tilt side to side. Nothing is hindered by its collar because it actually moves when the head moves, which is really dope. And overall, Garo just has a really fantastic look. It's designed well in the shoulders as well too, because just like the head armor, it can move up and down, giving you that extra oomph you want for your arm articulation. Which, as you can see here, can go up. Now, we actually go on a nice renewal joint, so you can push down and then rotate up, so we can get our arm to go all the way out. We have a bicep swivel, and our arms are double jointed, but that armor piece is going to meet right in the middle, so you have to be very careful, which pretty much going to get in your way. But when you rotate it this way, you actually get much more form and articulation. Can it tuck further in? Not without bending the armor and breaking some of that gold plate. So let's not do that. We have our standard S.H.F. peg joint, which pretty much rotates around with no problem. But man, this gold is so nice. Even with fingerprints all over it, and I'm not sure it's even picking up for you guys, it is just one of those beautiful pieces. I can't get over how nice this is. Now, our waist articulation is actually pretty crazy good because we have a forward ab crunch. We can move backwards, and it's kind of can shift on a tilt too. So as you can see here, he can rotate and tilt to the side as well. This waist area is going to be able to move with you, allowing it to not break. So it's not going to be one of those things where you have to face a big issue about it. Our leg can go up and it can go outward. Not very far, but it still can go outward. And that's because this line right here is going to be met with the armor. So you have to be very careful there. But as you can see, it can still go up. And our leg is double jointed. But again, armor hindrances is going to get in the way. This is one of those armored beasts where for an armored guy, it's still pretty articulated. We have a rotating pivot, and we can tilt inward, but we can't tilt outward, and we have toe pivot. So how far can this guy's articulation go? Let's test it out. Just posed up like this in a very crazy knight-like pose. Well, at least for Garo in his knight pose. Oh, by the way, there is thigh swivel. I totally forgot that. So my apologies, y'all. So as we get this leg to go out and we get this nice little tilt here going forward, if we got into a stance without his sword, this guy actually gets pretty decent stance. Standing up, this guy also looks really good, but you've already seen that when the video opened up. But I'm going to pose him standing up, looking pretty regal. And as you can see here, still looks pretty good. This is one of those things where, although it being hard to really photograph, because I've done it, but I think I've changed my style since then to try to capture this pretty well. Gotta honestly say, this would be difficult for someone to capture. But man, oh man, is it really nice. Now, that we cover articulation and we cover the look, let's go over the accessories. Because I want to get to the cape for you guys. So you'll get the sheath version of the sword, which has a nice chain to be held in its hand if you want. This, unfortunately, is a gimmick piece. So you can't take the sword out of the sheath, which I absolutely would have loved. So I feel kind of bummed about that. But that was also on the first release. Then you actually have the sword. This is a beautifully done sword. I really weigh the love. This is designed. It's captured very well, really close to the show. And I just really love it. Then we have our hands. So you'll get these open action hands, which hold absolutely nothing, but look good for clawing, snatching, attacking. Just overall look good. Then we have our open hands, and these ones are used to hold the sheath. So when placed in hand, he holds the sheath with no problem. Then we actually have our sword holding hands. I know you guys have, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but on each of the left hands in Garo, there is a guy called Zaruba who sits on the ring hand. I'm sorry, the ring finger. But when transforms, he sits on the left glove of Garo. On all the Garo hands, Zaruba is there. So they make sure that detail was not left out. And outside of our normal sculpted head, which we get, Raiga has blue eyes for Garo. I don't know if you guys can see that pinch of nice blue that's so there and beautiful. Right? You also get a red eyes version for when he is upset. I'm going to leave it at just upset because I want you guys to actually sit down and watch Garo. So you get a blue eyes version and a red eyes version. This is absolutely beautiful. Now, when faced with the father version, Koga, there's no real difference, honestly. And they both look fantastic with the exception of the eye color. So with Koga, you have green eyes, which you'll see. And with Raiga, you'll have blue eyes. So that's one of the things that you'll see here. But the only other exception is that Raiga also has a cape. So Raiga also gets cape. And to get that cape, we're actually going to go into that right now. What you do is you're going to, I usually lift the arms up, get out of the way. You actually remove these back tassels, slowly lifting out. Then you're going to remove the back panel as well. And this you have to gently lift out because otherwise you can risk breakage. Then you're going to remove this back piece. Seems like a lot of work, but you have a beautifully drawn wired cape at the bottom, and it's wired on the sides as well too. So what we do is we get this guy to match up. So how do I remember this? Do I remember this? Yeah, there we go. So you actually place it over so all of these can match up. You're gonna place this right back on top. And it's basically just a matching game at this point. But I want to make sure I show you guys so you guys see that it's not impossible. I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed with it. You're going to plug those in. Then these matching slots will also match up with the tassels that we actually ripped off earlier. And just in case you get lost, on the tassel actually has the lettering side. So that way you don't get lost. That way you're not playing the game of which side does it go on? I can't see. I absolutely hate those games, so I don't blame anybody who doesn't want to do that as well. And this is the only problem I have with matching up the cape is because even though I can see it, sometimes I get lost on matching it right against the actual panel piece. So don't be discouraged though. You shouldn't be. I know it's rough out there. No reason to get frustrated. So there we go, matching the left one. Now let's put the right one on. And as you can see, it's kind of already matched up. You just want to make sure you follow through. It was easier for the right than it was for the left for me. And let's see if we can repeat that. Yep, it's a little bit easier for the right for me. Oh, nope, I think my issue is I'm pressing in the wrong direction, and I was. And that just shot out at me. Did not expect that. That's actually the first time that's ever happened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this right one over. Then I'm going to pause and get back to it. So that way you guys don't think I'm crazy. Because I got to figure out where that actually fell to. Slowly and surely, guys. There we go. So we've matched that one up. So now I'm going to pause it real fast so we can get that other piece that I found. Well, that I lost. And now I got to find it. What's crazy is that actually fell really close. So it sucks that I had to pause it, but oh well. So weirdly enough, that's never actually happened where it popped out before. So that's something new. But, you know, it's all good. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my Equip and Prop Goten video, but I put that actually same Garo on that one. This is the same one. So it's weirdly enough that that happened. That's actually never happened before. So as you can see, you'll have this blank canvas base. You just plug back in. Oh no, my left one's having some trouble. Keep coming out. Maybe I've played with it too much and I've knocked it loose. Let's try it again. No, I'm just having some issues. There we go. So weird though. Now that we have this guy on, and sorry for making that so much longer than I expected it to be. Normally that doesn't happen, but as you can see, we have our nice wired cape. This actually flows out really, really well. So it doesn't hold, unfortunately, going out like a custom cape, but it does have a nice flow for the bottom and to furl around. So even though you wire it, there we go, that nice furl around. So when you're doing like attack stances, you want to look majestic, you want to hold it out. Here we go. This looks really good. Unfortunately, I wish I could have gotten it without taking all that time to put the tassels on. It's normally not that much of a hassle, but I may be nervous because I'm on camera. These kind of things happen to me. Don't really like being on camera. But yeah, I really love the way this looks. And again, his father did not come with the cape, but easily if you want, and you bought this one and you have the second one, if you want Koga to have it, just pop the Koga head on the Raiga one and you shouldn't really have an issue. Now, I got that cape on. I'm gonna take some dope photos, but more importantly, let's see what he's also like next to Zero. This is also renewal, and I also reviewed that as well. Now we're gonna get a size comparison with some other stuff, so let's get started with that. I really want to compare this guy to stuff that's really can be used with him. So as well as the normal size comparison, I also threw in some stuff that would look really cool, either fighting against him or fighting alongside him, so you guys can see what that's up. Here we are with a Lightning Collection Red Galaxy Ranger. Oh, sorry, Lost Galaxy. Here he is with a 1000 Toy Synthetic Human. So these guys actually look pretty well with him. One of the things I think is going to go really well with him is going to be Mythic Legions, and I'm absolutely right, because here's Lord Veritas from Mythic Legions, and even though he's bigger, imagine an orc or a goblin or an ogre. All those guys are going to look really cool up against Garo, right? So let's move these guys out of the way. Lord Veritas back on up. Next up, we're going to compare it to a Mezco and SHF Kamen Rider. So here is Gomez. In case Gomez decides to raid the Garo universe. Here's Kamen Rider Kuga. This is also a renewal. The same technical line. As you can see, Kuga is actually a little bit, well, actually, he seems to be significantly smaller than Garo, but Garo is an armored guy, so that also explains a lot too. Here we are with an articulated Icons Ninja. So size-wise, you see what's up. Let's tick these guys away. Next up, we have a NECA Alien. Because I think these guys would actually look really cool, especially the size difference. I think they would have a lot of fun together, right? As you can see, he's pretty much off the screen, so you can see how much significantly bigger. Then we have a NECA Predator. So even though these guys are bigger, I feel like Garo can kind of keep up with it. Especially if you watch Garo, you know just how ridiculous those guys are. It's fantastic. Next up, we have some other cool stuff like the NECA Evil Dead Demon Spawn, which pretty much I think these guys will suffice as very low-level horror for those of you that do watch Garo. And then if you want to get really crazy, I have a Creature Replica Werewolf. And yeah, I think he also works really well. He is standing up at as high as possible, so he's off the screen. But if you bend him over and bend down or hunch him over with the legs, I think you'll have a great time adding him to the collection. All in all, if you are not a Tokusatsu fan, this may not be for you. But if you are a Garo fan, you really enjoy what they've been putting out, especially now that they've been putting Garo back out on DVD and reissuing it stateside. It's been a fantastic time to be a Tokusatsu fan. But this isn't for you. That's totally fine. If it is, I think you should go out and get yourself a Garo, especially if you already enjoy Kamen Rider or Super Sentai. But one more thing I want to add before I go is that if you have the old Taiga, this old sword actually works well in this hand. All you want to do is heat up the hand after, because what happens is even though you can just do this, just squeeze it on through the hand, it may warp out the hand for the sword later, but it still can fit this and hold it up with no problem. But in case you don't want to warp the hand or do anything like that, you can always just reheat it, use a little heat, close it right back up. So that's a little tip at the end that I wanted to add for you guys. Thank you for always watching. Thank you for liking and commenting and all the good positive vibes you guys bring. Hope you guys are doing well. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.